Welcome to the Book Review TV, where we celebrate books, stories, and the people behind them. Today, I'm excited to welcome Jennifer Aitken, a self-published author and the creator of a young adult series, Legends of Light and Shadow Saga. Jennifer is a lifelong storyteller who turned her love for writing into a full-time career. She's currently working on her fourth novel in the fantasy world. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
To start, I would like to get to know you a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you became a writer?
Sure. So even as a young child, I was always writing stories or reading books. So I've always just loved being immersed in imagination and being creative in all kinds of ways. Even like I like to do crafts. I make, cards. I like, even knitting blankets. Like I'm just like a very creative, crafty kind of person. And so I've been writing since I was able to, really.
That's really amazing. And yes, you're right. When somebody's creative, they can usually go everywhere, right? They don't just go into one creative field. What inspired you to create this series?
This series it started as something completely different. It was really going to be a standalone novel. And then I kind of dove into the Greek mythology world. It always interested me, and I thought I could find some inspiration in the legends and the folklore there. And that's where it all kind of stemmed and it evolved greatly. That first book got rewritten many times before I found exactly the world I wanted to create.
No, and your books are really good. The covers are great. I know um, it takes imagination and within the book, so it needs to be a good cover for people to pick up them too. So why did you
Yeah.
choose young adult fantasy for your genre?
I'm not sure I even picked it. I just started writing, and the way the story was coming out, it felt more young adult because of the character was kind of became like a coming of age story, and the prophecy attached to him and how he would grow into it. So it just kind of fell into that category perfectly, and so I just went with it.
Well, you're doing a great job. I can't wait to see the fourth book. Can you describe your story world to readers who are new to reading your books?
Sure. So the first book starts. The main character is drawn into an alternate dimension and even into an alternate version of himself by this ancient dagger that initiates the entire series of events. So he finds himself in another version of himself in a different dimension, fighting with a consciousness that isn't his, memories that aren't his, and he's struggling to really get a grip on where he is and what's going on. And it really is based off this secret society who is hunting this version of himself. And so he really has to get up to speed quickly. And it doesn't take long for him to realize that this version of him has a prophecy attached to his name that he is destined to, save the human race from this shadow that is coming. So he travels through similar environments and atmospheres to Earth, and he finds a great mentor who helps him through that first hurdle. But it isn't until the second book where different civilizations, different dimensions, worlds are all kind of starting to meld together, and he gets to travel and through the universe, and it becomes a very big world for him.
Yeah, and the story just goes on and gets more complex, I'm sure, because as you're telling it, it has a lot of content to it. Um, Going back to your routine whenever you're writing, because you have to get inspired to write these really elaborate stories. What does it look like for you to sit and get into the mindset of writing?
Well, my days are pretty routine. My mornings are very rigid with my routine. Everything has to go exactly a certain way for my day to start off good. And then the mornings, I spend a lot of time doing kind of like the business side of writing. And then that way, so the afternoon can be completely creative. I often will read back maybe just a chapter, maybe or two, just to get back in the frame of mind, especially if I was off the day before or something like that. Get back into the world, and I often have headphones in with like music, like just blaring. I'm not sure why, but it really gets me into the zone, into the world, so I can block everything else out and just dive in. And that's how I kind of get focused.
That's really impressive. Well, you're currently working on the fourth book. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about it? Any spoilers? What to expect?
The fourth book has basically, it's going to be told by two different perspectives, by Lucius Xavier, the main character, and a character who makes an entrance in the third book, who you'll meet. And so the two of them share this story, and there is a whole other world that's discovered and a whole other layer to his prophecy. He's not done yet, and he has to grow and evolve, and because of these new universal energies that he's been given as the series has progressed. So he has all these energies warring within himself, and he has to decide if he is strong enough to take control and complete this prophecy the universe thinks he is up to the task.
That's great. So we're really excited to see that come to life. Lastly, last question. What advice would you give to new readers, to new writers, and to anybody aspiring to become an author of fantasy or any genre um, when publishing their own books?
Self-publishing can be so intimidating because there isn't just one way. There's like dozens of different ways, dozens of companies, every author saying, well, I do this and this, and this is the better way. I think it's just the best way to start off with something like Amazon that's free, and you can kind of get a feel for how the process works, and you can learn a lot like going through that way, and then you can always like progress to something, a more complex model if you choose as you go along. But it's a steep learning curve. But I think if you want your books to be read by readers, you don't have to wait for traditional publishers anymore to pick you. You can take control of it yourself, and it's a pretty fun and empowering experience to just take control and find your own readers.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for sharing your story and giving us a look into your world. It's always inspiring to hear from authors and follow their passion and create something that's really special. So, thank you so much for being here with us.